Love them knives. LTK here. Gonna talk about Sharp by Design, the Evo Typhoon. Thanks for dropping in. I got this knife and I really like this knife. Yes, Sharp by Design, custom knives by Nadeau. There you go. Got it in this little box. This box is small, okay? How this knife even fit in this box, I don't know. But I got this box and I thought, oh, this thing's way shorter than I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna have a 3 3/4 inch blade. Well, it's the size I thought it was gonna be to begin with. But that was a real surprise. That box just seemed really small. Any case, came in this box. Did I know anything about the Evo Typhoon? No, I didn't. Don't ask me why. I've been through a bunch of stuff the last couple of months, moving or reconfiguring my office area and everything in the house to try and get things together, and just had been doing a lot of other things and not paying attention. This came out, went through a drop. I mean, I saw the Instagram on Sharp by Design. I do follow them. And everybody was saying, oh, I'm going to get one, you know. And I guess they went through a drop, and then people snapped them up. And then they were going to put out the balance of them on a second offering. And before that happened, I just happened to roll by an Instagram site, and a guy was selling his. This is the kind of Japanese tanto blade, and the aspirated model. It's aspirated, that's for sure. And I thought it was a good looking model, and I didn't know what they were selling for originally, because when they go down, they kind of kill the price off of the Blade HQ thing, and so I couldn't see the price. And he wanted $265 for it delivered. And I go, well, I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know that Riot was making them, that, this and that. I saw the video then finally by Dr. Frunke of him talking about it. And I go, okay, $265 is a killer deal. And I said, absolutely. So probably about 2 days after I received this knife, the Blade HQ drop hit again. It was like, I don't know, at midnight. People were saying they had to set their clocks to get in, and they sold out immediately. So I'm happy to have one of these. And I do like this particular model. The contours are really nice on this. It's really smooth. It's really kind of a fine bead blast. Riot did a great job with this. Look at that milled pocket clip. And of course the design is timeless, right? Got this cutaway on the blade, this fuller that goes right out to the end on both sides, jimping on top of the blade. This choil area up front. M390 blade. Typical grind by Riot, isn't it? I mean, yeah. I mean, a lot of the knives I've seen of theirs, they kind of have that. It's not such a real super fine looking grind, although it feels smooth, but it has that appearance of a rougher look in a way. Strange. The Torrent was the same way for me, and I still have a Torrent. And it almost looks integral when it gets back down here. The only thing holding this together is this screw that goes all the way through, but not all the way through. It goes through and into here. You got this just a kind of a locator pin. It's not bolted in or anything. And then nothing until you get to the pivot, which is only accessible with your Torx on this side. And of course, BN, Brian Nadeau. I never thought I'd own one of his knives because he's a custom knife maker, and I don't know. I'm not doing the $600, $700 per knife thing. It's just too much for my budget. I try and spread it out and get as many interesting knives as I can for the dollar, and I just can't do the big dollar per type thing. That's probably why I've never had a Grimsmo or some of these others, the Norseman. But this I can do. $265, I can do that. And the action's really good. Centered up, no blade play, no lock rock. Just really well made. Feels good in the hand. The ergos are really nice. Decent sized knife though. Kick it over here, come on. 3 3/4 all day long. If you go up here, 3 3/4. You start measuring down here, you're getting closer to 4 inches. 95 to 98 millimeters overall. Not quite 8.5. 8 3/8, 21, a little over 21 centimeters overall. So, comparatively, no, not anywhere near as big as the Recon one. What else has I got floating around on my table? Well, definitely bigger than the Doman Mini. And, how about the Best Tech Swordfish? Getting closer, but no cigar. And how about my Bruiser, Tuyaknife Bruiser? Really close then. Really close. Just really well done. This knife is just really well done. Feels pretty light in the hand. Where's my balance point on this knife? Right there. Reverse grip. Nice. Will it be a knife? I think I tested this not long ago. Yeah. Pretty sharp. So I'm pretty happy with this buy. What's it weigh? I'm not gonna brag on it too long. I guess that's probably what it is. 4.5 grams, 128. You get a knife like this and you go, how much better could it be if it was a custom? I mean, if this was a custom Typhoon, how much better would it be? And am I sophisticated enough to appreciate the difference? Because I'll tell you what, this is just incredible. Dr. Frunke was saying something like that Brian traditionally was not a fan of the Chinese manufactured knives. So I guess it took some reflection and thought for him to align himself with a Chinese manufacturer, but I think the thought process was making his knife available at a more reasonable price so more people were able to afford it and enjoy it, which is great. Great thought process. Appreciate that, that's for sure. Here's that hardened steel insert. You can see, by the way, a couple of things while I'm playing around here. I did take it apart. So, the reason it has that kind of integral look a little bit is because, they milled out there and then these two halves go together and look like it's coming, like it's just one piece there. And then there it is. It's really clean. Ceramic bearings. And of course, there's no detent ball, right? Now, this is what my understanding of his custom knives were as well, that it's a machined piece and not a detent ball per se. So how fascinating is that? There you go. Wow. I'd say, oh, the other knives were the embossed version, so it has that. And then, let me see if I got, oh yeah, the carbon fiber. And of course you can get different blade shapes, like a pure tanto or this drop point, or the Japanese tanto aspirated, this is what mine was, kind of thing. Okay, that was it. That's enough paperwork to throw at you in any case. But let me tell you, the one thing that kind of jumped out at me when I got this knife, and continues to be the one design aspect of this knife that I'm not that in love with, is the flipper tab. That's just a honker, isn't it? That's huge. That's mammoth. Let's grab something else. I mean, this looks demure by comparison, don't you think? I mean, this looks pretty small, and this is a big knife. What else do I have sitting here on the table? Well, this. That's a much smaller little flipper tab. That is huge. How about this? See what I'm saying? The Wii knife, the Synchro. Also, very small. This one is huge. It's a sail. That's the one thing. Tell you the truth, if this flipper tab would have been canted forward, to where it would have been more like this instead of facing this way. It looks like the heel of a boot. And this makes it not have a good contact here as well. But it's just a lot of metal. You could have made this thing half the size. It's really not difficult to deploy, and it's really smooth. So I don't need a sail like this. And look at the knife. Look at it. Without that flipper tab, that thing, actually you could have just forgot the flipper tab altogether. You could actually, I could see this knife being made with an option of no flipper tab at all. That is one beautiful design. That is absolutely gorgeous when you hide that flipper tab. The other way, like this. Just look at it. Without the flipper tab. That is absolutely beautiful. It is seamless. And guess what? You can flick it open just with that cutaway. And if you modified it somewhat, that cutaway could have been more pronounced or something to where you could have thumb flicked it and finger flicked it. But even the way it is, in my fat fingers, I can still finger flick it open. That's just too big a flipper tab. That's just crazy huge. I mean, look at Isham. You can't even see it, but it works great. The Plethoros, it works incredibly well. And of course, Elijah makes it to where when it's deployed, you don't even see the flipper, and you've got full contact patch. Full contact patch. So why can't we just do that? Forward, small, very, very, very usable yet. Nobody's complaining I can't flip this knife open. It's not a problem. And it disappears. This thing is a honker. And on top, I don't know. It's prehistoric. I can't gravity flip this knife, but really a nice, even lazy flip will pop it right out. You just don't need that much traction there. You don't need that much contact. That is unattractive. The rest of the knife is world-class, timeless design. Absolutely. I've said my say. Absolutely happy as hell that I got this knife. Feels great in the hand. Hard to put down. Hard to not like it regardless. But if I had some skills, that thing would be way smaller, and way better looking. Take care. I'm going to let you go. Evo Typhoon. Love it. Solid, well made, well done, and well designed, except harping away, aren't we? You know what we do around here. We love them knives, so you guys stay sharp.